Hey guys, in this video we're looking at English literature, focusing on unseen poetry, and we're going to look at doing the comparison question. So we've already looked at this in the last video, which was the language analysis question about one poem. Now, the second poem, so they give you another one and they say, in both Poem for My Sister and To a Daughter Leaving Home, the speakers describe feelings while watching someone they love grow up. What are the similarities and or differences between the way the poets present those feelings? So the comparison matrix, if you were doing fast planning in the exam, would look like this. So we've got a feature, left-hand side, first poem in this column, and the second poem in this column. So they've both got a metaphor. In the first poem, we've got learning to ride a bike, showing independence. In the second poem, we've got wearing high heels, representing adulthood and experience. They've also represented the fear in both poems. In the first one, it's to do with physical distance and potential crashes. In the second one, it's a loss of innocence and distorted feet showing hardship. They've also looked at the dynamic in both of them. So in the first poem, the speaker is behind, watching the child go. In the second poem, the speaker is ahead, looking back at the child. In terms of the structure, in the first poem, it's one long stanza showing unstoppable time. In the second one, it's three distinct stanzas looking at past, present, and advice. So, key similarities is in the both points. They both look at the anxiety of vulnerability. So both poets use physical instability to represent the dangers of growing up. In Paston, the daughter wobbled away on two wheels. Lockhead, the sister wobbles on their high heels. Grade 9 link. Both use the verb wobble to symbolise precarious transition from childhood safety to adult autonomy. The speaker is a protective observer, so both speakers are admiring yet waiting for something bad to happen. They both recognise that they cannot stop the process of aging, even though it causes them concern. Key differences at the contrast points. So, action versus warning. Paston speaker is passive. She can only sprint to catch up, but eventually has to let go. The poem is memory of an event that has already happened. Lockhead speaker is active and didactic. She tries to warn her sister and point out her own distorted feet. She wants to prevent the sister from making the same mistake. The perception of the future. So in Paston's poem, the daughter's future is presented as exhilarating, in the quote, screaming with laughter, even if it's breakable. In Lockhead's poem, adulthood is presented as damaging. The high heels aren't just hard to walk in, they cause calluses and hard skin. Lockhead presents adulthood as a loss of the neat competence of childhood, known as the hopscotch. How to structure the 8 marker. So you're going to use a sandwich method, where you look at both poems, then poem 1, then poem 2, then the contrast. So, model start. We can have the paragraph. Both Paston and Lockhead use physical objects, a bicycle and high-heeled shoes, as extended metaphors for the transition into adulthood. However, while Paston presents the transition as an inevitable fast-paced departure, Lockhead presents it as a regrettable loss of childhood precision. The zoom in contrast. In To a Daughter Leaving Home, the daughter's growth is framed through visual distance, such as grew smaller, suggesting the parent is losing their influence. In contrast, Poem for My Sister focuses on physical corruption. Lockhead speaker points to her distorted feet to show that adulthood distorts the self, whereas Paston speaker simply accepts that the handkerchief is waving goodbye.